doing in this year? What are you guys going to change for yourself this year? What the heck are you going to change? I just need to know. It's 2020.
Feel like you can do it, though. If you feel like you can make it out of your struggle, make it out. If you feel like you can't get anything in the world, or anything in the world, go. Don't doubt yourself. And don't even let others doubt you. I got fear for that. Don't let others doubt you.
Life without a strategy, you're doomed.
Tezzie, we do everything big. You got to take that word out your vocabulary. We do everything big. So you're going to say, we're going to do these big 2 minutes. We're going to do these big couch, big interview. We're going to do man look. Okay, Tezzie? This is live from the couch. Anybody out there in the world, take that word out of your vocabulary. Say big. We do everything big.
Everything big.
Date with a purpose, bro. Just don't go here fiending. Like, don't be out here just trying to be extra. Figure out what you're trying to do with your significant other, whoever it is that you're trying to date with a purpose. And don't be scared to show nudes. It ain't bad.
Don't be scared to show no. It's Tezzie, woo, on the couch, woo. It's Tezzie, woo, on the couch. What's up, everybody? It's your girl Tezzie on the couch, and today is another interview day. We have John Locke here, and we're going to talk about his music, where he grew up, and different of that nature. But before we get into that, make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. Subscribe to this YouTube channel. And, spam that like button and share with your grandma, aunties, cousins. Share with everybody. It's like great time to share. How are you, though?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. Cannot complain. How's the weather?
I like the weather's pretty decent right now as I look outside. This morning was little snowflakes, but Chicago around April, we get all 4 seasons in one day. So, it's not a surprise right now. I'll take it.
Okay. So we're going to dive into something simple. I always ask my guests, give a synopsis of where you came from, where you grew up, and what do you like about your town of Chicago?
Well, that's a loaded question, but I think where I came from, originally from the west side of Chicago, Oak Park, Illinois, and then I just traveled around. Due to my parents moving around, trying to give us the best education, we just traveled around the suburbs of Chicago to make it simple. But what I love about my city is that I will say one thing is that we have a great nightlife and we have great food. That's one thing about Chicago that is that I believe anybody that's a tourist that comes in town will tell you about that. So the great food and the great nightlife that we have out here.
And what kind of food is it? Explain the taste of the food out there.
Oh wow! Well, so I'm a big fan of Italian food. So I love pasta. I love I love seafood. So I like that type of food. But we got, New York may not agree, but I think we have the best pizza out here. But we have everything with burgers. Whatever you really want. It's just great. It's one of those comfort food type cities. You come out here, you get whatever you want. But it's great. I think you wouldn't be disappointed. Anybody that hasn't been from Chicago or been to Chicago, should I say? You haven't
Chicago in a really long time. I went to the north side.
Oh well, yeah. See, you haven't been to. You probably haven't been to the right places there yet.
I was only there for my cousin. He had graduation from the Navy, so
nice.
That's where I was
Nice.
at. So that's the only time I went. That was the first time I ate Chipotle too.
Chipotle, okay. Yeah, Chipotle's decent. Yeah.
That was the first time me trying it. I think that was 2012 or 2011. That was the first time me eating Chipotle.
Okay. Yeah, Chipotle.
That was around the time we first got here.
Yeah, yeah, that's nice. Yeah.
Okay, so
I like Chipotle.
Okay. What you get on your bowl? What you get?
Well, I like the steak. I like the, I go with the pinto beans and
You can have the
your
beans.
cheese, huh? Oh no,
I said
no,
you can
you
have the
don't
beans.
like the. Oh, okay,
Mm-mm.
okay, but I like the hot sauce. The green sauce. I like, I like kind of piling it on. You know what I mean? A little bit.
Mm-mm. You can
No,
have all
okay.
that.
That's part of Chicago evening.
Yeah. So let's dive into your early childhood. When did you start getting into music, and what made you fall in love with it?
So, well, my pops was he was a drummer and a
Oh,
singer. He played drums for a soul singer back in the day for Tyrone Davis and a soul group for the Impressions, and he
mm-hmm.
was involved with a few groups that was signed to a couple of major label deals. Nothing really major, but they didn't go really big, but they had the experience.
Right.
So my pops was a big major influence. He's the one that taught me music. I think I first fell in love with music, if I remember correctly, maybe around 8 years old, 9 years old. Um, and I just kind of dabbled on the piano. But my first real instrument was saxophone. Then I moved on, transitioned into the trombone and drums, and then back to the piano again.
Okay. So what was your experience playing the piano? Like, what's your favorite notes to play?
Oh, wow. I really I used to start off in the middle of the piano. So, those really music inclined people would know that's like the C note, the C chord. But as I got more into production, I started to branch off more into like the minors and maybe the E, maybe I think there's a couple songs that we recently done in like E flat, or whatnot. But the piano, I just felt like it was where the beginning of a songwriting, where the
Mhm.
songwriting began, should I say. So that's why I really fell in love with it, because you can create melodies with it. I mean, you can create melodies with trombones and saxophones, but the piano was like, I can play this. I can hear what I hear in my head. I can get what I hear in my head onto a piano a lot easier or a lot quicker than I could
Okay.
with a trombone or saxophone. So that's why I fell in love with the piano more.
Alrighty. So I see you like R&B music. So what dive you into the R&B genre?
That was my pops. I grew up. He brought me up on the old school R&B, Temptation, early
Okay.
Michael, Quincy Jones. Quincy. He dabbled into everything, from jazz to R&B, or really from jazz to rap, to be honest. But Babyface. So I grew up. I was raised more on the beginnings, somewhat of the beginnings of R&B. So, and then it really helped my learning of musicology and the learning of R&B music to where I am, to get me to where I'm at today.
Okay. So I like to put my guests on the spot. So you do
Oh
R&B,
no.
you like to sing. Bust some couple notes for the people.
Oh
You can sing
wow.
anything you want to sing. You just gotta bust a couple notes.
Oh, okay. Let me see. Can I do a couple notes of my new single? I mean,
Yes,
would
we're
that
gonna
be
get into
okay?
that, but yes, go ahead.
Okay. The way you make love to me, girl. It's out of this world, out of this world. I love the way you put it down. Do it to me. Do it to me. The way you make love to me, girl. It's out of this world, out of this world. I love the way you put it down. Do it to me. Do it to me. Yeah,
Okay.
you definitely caught me off guard with that one. I should have been prepared, but
See,
I should have been
I'm a
prepared.
I'm a off guardy. I'm a off guardy. Just
Yeah, my my
since you
my
start,
team is gonna have me ready next time.
yeah. I'm very off guard. Off guard. Since you
I
sung
respect that though.
since you started with your song "Do It to Me," let us know how that song came about.
Um, it was a remake of a song that I did on a prior mixtape that I did with a Chicago DJ a few years
Mhm.
back, and really it was just more of changing the lyrics around and kind of going based off of where I was at that time of writing the song. So a lot of my songwriting experiences are based off of real life
Okay.
situations. Yeah, so you can kind of let your imagination go from that point, that point with that particular song. So I just took
Okay.
from experience from that, and I kind of let that guide me into writing that type of record.
Okay. So who inspired you to make you want to do R&B music?
So like I said before, my dad brought me into the R&B game and taught me or um shared different songwriters with me. But
Mhm.
the one that kind of really resonated with me was Babyface. Um, he I don't know how much I think I know. I think the last time I've seen some of his work was with Beyonce, but
Mhm.
um, if your viewers really looked up Babyface, I'm not sure they would kind of get the understanding where I'm coming from. Like Babyface, that's who really resonated with me. There was a couple other artists, I don't one I don't too much want to say his name because of a lot of legal issues that's going on with
Oh
him right now.
yeah, I
Yeah,
know who.
and me coming from Chicago, you might know you might know
Yeah,
who. Yeah, so
but
and
I don't
I
care what
hate to be
nobody
like
say.
I feel that way. I do
He,
feel that. Yeah, yeah, but I feel the same way. But I just out of respect to some of the victims to the situation or whatnot. I don't
mhm,
want to kind of glorify that, but I can't
yes,
help but to say that he was one of the major before all that coming out. He was one of the
mhm.
major influences as well.
And I can actually understand that because he was at the top. I feel like I know he has a lot going on. I'm gonna say this because I really wholeheartedly believe this. He do still need his flowers because at the end of the day, he made hits. He was a great
Yeah,
um, and can't nobody take anything from his success away from him. Now the other things that went on, that personal stuff,
right.
that I don't even know what to say. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah,
But
yeah, and you know what, Tezzie, that's how I feel. I mean, I guess it comes with. I guess for me, I'll just speak for my situation.
mhm,
I compartmentalize it. I don't agree with anything he did in his personal life, but
right,
I still feel like musically, he still was a very talented person.
exactly,
Outside, and I can understand some people not wanting to deal with that musically because it may lead to what he could have been doing personally. But that's just me. But I don't agree. If I had to put it out there, I don't agree with what anything he was doing personally.
exactly. So we're gonna get into your song. Do you want to introduce your song for the people?
Okay, yeah, I could do that. Well, Do It To Me. It's my new record, uh, produced by my production team in TL Entertainment, written by me. It's just we just have fun with the record, have fun with the video, and it's based off a situation that I had, and I really hope you guys enjoy it.
All right, we'll see you in a sec, guys.
Tonight, these bed sheets will be on fire. Just keep blazing me with your love, baby, baby. You fulfill all my desire, yeah. You feel all my desire, baby, baby. I'll overdose on your drug, yeah. Won't you take me up, yeah. You make love to me, girl. It's out of this world, out of this world. I love the way you let it down. Do it to switch positions on me. Don't want you to hold back, just get nasty. Love how you making your time available for me. Yeah, I'm here for you, baby. I just wanna let you please. Yeah, the way you make love to me, girl, it's out of this world, out of this world. I love the way you put it down. Do it to me, do it to me. The way you make love to me, girl, it's out of this world, out of this world. I love the way you put it down. Do it to me, do it to me.
What's up, everybody? We are back. Make sure you guys go purchase his music. Go support John Locke. Alrighty. And let us know in the comments below how you like the record. So I've seen you have a lot of song credits. But before we get into song credits and songwriting, we can talk about Do It To Me. Like, when you were recording this in the studio, did you have to be in a certain type of vibe to like get in the mood to like sing in the booth, or have specific things in the studio in order for you to make the record?
So yes, my vibe is kind of like grown and sexy. So I like having my wine. I have a couple bottles of wine, you know, and I just kind of like vibe out. You know, my engineer, I work with the same engineer for every session. So to build that camaraderie as far as having somebody that knows how I like to work. And I just pretty much have them play the record back and forth. And I'll just go maybe record a couple lines. And I like to jot down my lyrics in my phone just to get started. And then from there, I kind of start going by head. So I may do like I may write down 2 or 3 lines first. And then I will, after that, then I'll be like, okay, let's go. And then my engineer, he kind of knows what I'm looking for or what I'm listening for. So we'll work together to be like, okay, maybe we should try doing this or doing that. And it just works out. But the main component for me is I got to have a couple bottles of wine, red, you know, in the studio so I can kind of vibe out and get in that mood. I like making, like, for me, that's making that type of music that, you know, I want to convey.
So do you like your wine, your red wine, do you like it bitter or sweet?
I like it bitter. I like it. I like that dry. I like the dry.
Yeah. I be dying. I be like,
yeah.
Give me some water, please.
I think a lot of people sleep on the dry wine, you know.
Oh, goodness.
And it's like, oh my goodness, what's happening here? Like, yeah.
So I've seen you have credits, you have credentials, you actually songwrite. How did you get into wanting to become a songwriter?
It did become when I was younger. I had always loved writing music, writing songs. The lyrics for me was more for like so for me, I think each song is like a movie. So you place yourself as the actor or the actress in that particular song. And so when I write a song, it's like a different movie each time. And I want to write a song where, you know, I know for a lot of people, and even for me, the first thing that catches you is the music, most of the time, right? But when the music catches you and you start listening to the lyrics, that's when I want that story to really hit you. Like, oh wow, he or she is like really talking about something. And you know, I like writing songs that most people are dealing with in their relationships. You know, and I feel like, you know, It may not be the trendiest thing at the time. It may not be the most happening thing at the time. But I feel like when I'm writing about relationships or what I may be going through, it's going to last over a time period. Because let's be honest, relationships, it's nothing new in relationships. Everybody's going to go through the same thing. Whether it's good or bad, we're all going to deal with the same thing. So whether if I'm dealing with a heartbreak or a breakup, or if I did something stupid, or we're dealing with good times, I feel like if it's this year or 10 years down the road, the listeners are going to be able to relate to it.
Understandable. I really like that. So, who have you written for so far in the industry?
Well, I've done co-production work for Neo on some remixes, and Keke Palmer. Those are the two that really stick out. I've done some stuff locally in Chicago that help people, help other artists, should I say, get some recognition and whatnot. A lot of my production work and learning come from a rap group, Crucial Conflict, Wild Style, Crucial Conflict, and artists, producers like that. So, but those are the two main artists that I've done some production work, remixes wise, Neo and Keke Palmer.
Okay, and I have one last question. When you songwrite, when you work with different producers, do you guys sit in like a same room, like, or is it like, you know how like you write a script and you got a team of script writers? Is it like a team of songwriters?
It can go both ways, to be honest with you. I've been in the studio with producers where they'll say, okay, here's the beat, let me see what you can do. And it's more of so proving yourself. And then when they see what you can do, then like, okay, take this beat with you, and or they'll start sending you beats and like, because they trust what you can do now. But then there's been times where one of the situations I had a producer that was looking to work, and he was sending me beats from LA. He was located in LA, and we were vibing. And he was like, wow, and that was one of the things those are one of the situations that led to me getting into production with Neo remix and the Keke Palmer remix. So it can actually go both ways. For me personally, it doesn't matter to me at all. I like sitting in the room with other writers because it's like you're challenging others. So you're like, oh, you're gonna come up with that type of line? Okay, I'm gonna come with this, But then there are times where you know exactly where you want to tell this story, and you really don't need the assistance of anybody else, and you can convey it perfectly.
Okay. I want to ask you, so you grew up, are you originally from Chicago, or did you migrate to Chicago?
I'm originally from Chicago, yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure before I ask this question. Okay, so you first got your notoriety with your mixtape, A Taste of JL.
Yes. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. You've done some research.
Oh, yeah, I got the research.
Yeah, you done some research. Okay.
So that's where you first got your notoriety. And I wanted to know, like, how was it like first being in a spotlight? Like, first hearing, like, people actually know who you are, know your name, and, like, just getting that overall notoriety.
It was very surprising because I'm naturally an introvert. Okay, so behind the scenes, I work perfectly. But me, putting me in front of a camera or putting me on stage, it was like I had to get used to it. It took some time getting used to that lifestyle. But I will say this: there was a situation where my pops had just recently passed, right? And and this this is not a sad moment. I mean, at the time it was sad, but it was kind of funny at the same time. Okay. So my pops, we're at the funeral site trying to pick out his, burial or whatever, his headstone, what they call it. And we're sitting there, and the guy that's, helping my family out, he's just looking at me. And I'm like, I'm trying to figure out why are you looking at me like this? And at the end of everything, he says, "Hey man, you got a mixtape?" I said, "Oh my goodness." Not right. I'm like, not right now, dude. This is not the right.
This ain't the right time.
This ain't the right time, man. And my brother and my sister, they just start cracking up. I'm like, "Yeah, man, I got a mixtape." He's like, "The Taste of JL?" I said, "Yeah, that's me." He said, "Oh man, that joint fire, dude." I'm not, and this is coming from like, from my point of view, like one of the hardest dudes. Like, he working his 9 to 5, but he looked like a street dude. And I'm like, he's like, "Bro, that mixtape is crazy." I said, "Wow." I said, "Man, I appreciate that." So that was the first time it really hit me, like, oh, they out here really listening to my music. So that was the first time it really hit me. So it was a somber moment, but at the same time, it was like, okay, Pops, I see you. This is, he would have been proud. He would have been proud of that moment, to be honest with you. So it was a great feeling.
So I'm gonna talk about being an independent artist. Like, how is it like being an independent artist? And would you want to become a mainstream artist, like in the future, like in a record label?
Independence is very challenging, especially when it comes to be real when it comes to the budget. Trying to make the right moves. Wondering if you're moving quick enough, if you're able to move quick enough to ride the momentum. But it's a great feeling because you don't have to answer to anybody. You can put out the type of music you want to put out. Oh, let's test this out. But I will say this, that I would love to become, now whether, only God knows where this music is going to take me, but I would love to accomplish the goal of being a mainstream artist. Now, whether I become a big artist or not, at this point, I just want my story out there. But I would love to accomplish the goal of saying, wow, I was able to become a major artist or sign to a major label. And if it's only for a short term, okay, cool. I can go back to the independent status because that's what I'm used to. But that's, it's almost like a bucket list to become a major artist or sign to a major label.
That's what's up. So if you could tell your younger self, I'm gonna say your 18-year-old self, about what you know now, what would you tell your 18-year-old self? And I'm gonna give you 3 words. 3 words.
Oh, 3 words. Okay. Focus on you.
Okay.
And if you don't mind, I would like to elaborate a little bit on that.
I was about to tell you that's kind of broad, but I'm gonna need a reason.
So I was one, for me, I had, for years, I had people saying, "John, you need to put your own music out there." But I wanted to be I wanted to be the producer. I wanted to be the guy behind the scenes. Like I said before, I was introvert. But when I put music out there, it was like people would kind of gravitate to it, like, "Oh, okay, let's go. Man, I like what you're doing." But then I'm like, "Oh, no, this is not really, this is not really what I want, for me, whatever." And then I go back to producing or writing for other artists. So my point, the reason why I said that is, go with your gut, focus on you. And I don't think you can go wrong with that. That doesn't mean that you don't help others out.
Right.
But I think a lot of us know what we need to be doing, but sometimes and for me, should I say, I got in my own head. So
then that's what it normally be.
Yeah,
that's what it is. So last but not least, what inspiration you can give to someone that want to join the music industry, whether it's be an entertainer, be behind the scenes? What is some good inspiration you want to give to the people?
Have tough skin, be honest with yourself, and believe in yourself at the same time. I think a lot of times, if from my history and from what I've studied, some of the biggest artists or entertainers, nobody believed in them at first. And it was like, you would think, you were like, wow, you didn't believe in this person? But when it affects you, it's like, oh, well, maybe you're right. No, no, no. If you believe in yourself and you know you're doing the right thing, just stick with it. Don't worry about don't worry about the end goal. Just enjoy the journey and just focus on what you're doing. And let's just be surprised with where you end up at. But that's what I would say. That's what I would say.
Well, that's amazing. Let the people know where they can find you on social media and where they can get all your music.
So YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter, all the same, John Locke World, JONLOCKE World. And you can find me on all your DSPs, Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube Music, Amazon Music, wherever you like to stream. That's you can find me on there.
Alrighty. Once again, thank you so much for coming to the show. Thank you. Like, if you guys want to be an R&B artist, take his advice. It was great information. I just want to say thank you.
Thank you, Tezzie. I appreciate your time.
Alrighty. See you guys next time on Tezzie on the Couch, where every conversation is worth sitting for.